Greetings, sis. Thank you so much for joining me here on Mozzie Made. My name is Sister Wade. I by no means am I a professional seamstress or a teacher, but I have had the need to sew and learned a lot of cool things along the way, so I wanted to share it with you today. So what I'm going over today is how to cut out pattern pieces. It may seem simple, and it is pretty simple, but there are some things that I think would benefit you to make sure that you're cutting properly, and some information that you might not know. So if that sounds like something you would like to listen to, stay tuned. So the first thing you need to consider is what cutting tool to use. Me personally, I use my rotary cutter to cut the pattern pieces out. You can also use your scissors, that's fine too. The reason why I use the rotary cutter is because it is ease of use. So it goes around curves, it's a bit low maintenance if you use it properly. So if you're wanting to use that rotary cutter, then take note of a few things. The safety of it. So my rotary cutter, it doesn't have a thumb guard. Now a thumb guard keeps your thumb from slipping down the blade. I just have to be very, very careful not to do so, but some rotary cutters do come with a thumb guard, so that won't happen. You also want to make sure that when you're not using it, you slide it into a safety position. There's a little button on the side that slides the blade up or back into its housing so that if anybody picks it up or if it falls on the floor, it doesn't cut anything. So those are some things to definitely consider. Maintenance on the rotary cutter is minimal if you use it properly. I used to use it for fabric, and when I used it for fabric, it would wear down very, very easily. So keep that in mind. I just use my rotary cutter for the pattern pieces. I use regular scissors or shears for the actual fabric itself. You only need to apply a little bit of pressure with the rotary cutter. And again, it slides right across the sheets, right around all the mini curves that you have. So I enjoy using that product. Next, you need to make sure that your pattern sheet is laid out flat. Now, some people will take the whole pattern sheet and put it on their ironing board and iron all the creases out. I don't do it that way because it just seems a lot harder for me. While I'm cutting the pattern sheets, I just gently pull out the creases as I'm cutting. If I'm about to cut across a crease, I will pull it out with my hand and then I'll cut. And then once I'm done cutting out all my pieces, I'll take them over to my ironing board and my iron, and I'll iron the pieces flat, and then I'll hang them on a little hanger. One of those hangers that has the clips on the side for your pants or your skirt. That's what I would use to hang the pattern, the finished ironed out pattern pieces. So make sure that you lay them off flat. Something to remember is to not cut directly on your pattern piece lines. The reason for it is so that you can preserve your pattern better. I give it about 1/8 of an inch from the line to where I cut so that I can preserve the whole entire piece. If you cut on a line, you might cut too short on your fabric. So give it a little space so that you can get the whole piece out of your fabric. Now, there are actual instructions on most pattern sheets. Cut the instructions out and put them in your pattern envelope. You might want to use those one day. Usually it's how to custom fit the fabric and the garment. So make sure that you preserve those instructions and just include them in the packet that the instructions are in. That's pretty much it for this video. You can also watch a video I made previously if you want more information about patterns and how to read and pattern tutorial. Just click on this video right here and it'll give you all the information you need to know about patterns. Thank you so much for watching my videos here on Modestly Made. If you have anything that you want me to cover, feel free to put it in the comments. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and turn on your notification bell so you know when my next video is coming out. I do have an online store, freshchristianclothing.com. You can also follow me on my socials at Fresh Christian Clothing on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Thanks again for joining me here. You have a wonderful week. Peace be.